Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany and this is Tiffany's Plans. So today what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do this, is I'm going to show you guys like kind of how I set up a whole new month in my budget system without sharing too much information. So I have my A5 here and I'm going to like have it kind of pushed to the side to use as reference. And then I'll show you guys like the inserts that I use to kind of like keep us on track with our budget. So I'm trying not to like bump the tripod. Yeah, a whole lot happening here right now. This is the exact like steps that I set up, that I use every single month to kind of like set up our budget for the month. And today is August the 29th. So this is just kind of prepping me for September. So the first thing I want to do before I do anything else is I'm going to grab my stickers. Okay. So I use my Caffeine and Paper Co stickers, and these are what signify our paydays. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing I do is every month I print out these monthlies from Sammy's planner. Okay, these are freebies, and I'll be sure to link her Instagram down below. I think I'm in frame. We essentially get paid like every single Friday, to be honest with you guys, because of the way like our paydays fall and how things stagger. Is like we get paid every single Friday. So the first thing I do to set up my month is I just kind of mark off our Fridays. So I have like a visual, I'm a very visual person. So this is why this method works so well for me. So I just put these little payday stickers on our Fridays. And the reason I do that is so that I can visually see that it's payday. And then, so I'm going to do that really, really quickly. Okay, so now that I've done that, the next thing I'll do is I'm going to like, I put initials next to the payday stickers so I know who's getting paid. And again, that just helps me know, how much inflow of income we basically have. So I will get paid first this month. So it'll be T and then J, T. And J. I kind of alluded to this in another video I did, and you guys, I'm so sorry about the squeaky chair. I ordered a new one, so that should be coming. Okay, so this month is a little bit different because I do paycheck budget, but I also like monthly budget. It's kind of it's my style is very unique. So all that to say is a lot of my methods are heavily inspired by the Budget Mom. So I just kind of want to put that out there. A lot of this is very similar to what the Budget Mom teaches. This is not my method. This is me kind of like taking her method that she has shared and kind of making it my own that fits my family situation. So what I do is I continue to say that I'm a very visual person. So the first thing I do every month is I use a color coding system for each payday corresponds to our specific bills, if that makes sense. Okay, all that to say, the third. Okay, so what's going to be different is our gym membership is going to come out on the 2nd, but I'm going to count that under this payday because I can deduct it from our checking account because we run a cushion. I don't think it makes sense to, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it makes sense in my mind. And then the third, I have a bill. So what I'll do is I go in and I highlight all the bills that are due within that week, okay? And then I write in what that bill is. And I do that because of our paycheck budgeting method, which I'll show you next, okay? So this is just gonna be gym, this is mortgage, my dog's barking in the background, and then this is extended day, which is our after school childcare, and then HBO Max. Okay, so that's paycheck one. Paycheck one is going to cover those bills. Okay, next is I'll pick another color. So I guess I'll choose 990 and I'll highlight the 10th because that'll be this color corresponds with this paycheck. So anything highlighted with this color will correspond with that paycheck, and that's the paycheck budget that I'll associate it with. So and I'll do the 15th. I don't know what's going on with this Tombow. It's like flaking. And then I think the 16th. Oh, and we'll have after school care. And Spotify. All right. So then I'll write in what those, what goes in those. So the 10th is car insurance. Let's see, the 13th will be extended day again. So I pay in advance. So like on Mondays, I pay for that week. It just works easier for me that way. Water and then Spotify. All right. The next paycheck is our bill heavy paycheck in my opinion. So I'm gonna use purple. This is a purple mild liner. So again, the 17th, this color corresponds with this paycheck, okay? So let's see. The 19th is always a busy day. And my lines are never straight, in case you guys were wondering. They're always kind of wonky. And then let's see. So the 20th and then the 23rd. Oh, the 20th gets 2. Okay. And then the 23rd gets 1. I think that's it. So the 19th is car payment, Navient, which is student loans, and Charter, which is our phone and internet. Because we live in the country, we don't have cell service where we live. The 20th is going to be extended day again. And then, what else is the 20th? Xbox and Disney. So there's that. Okay, and then this is the last paycheck of the month. So what I'll do is I'm going to highlight that in blue. And again, so that way I know that anything highlighted in blue corresponds with this paycheck. So, all right, so that's power and then our air conditioning. We did have to finance that, unfortunately. And then the 27th is extended day again. And then the 28th, we do Disney again. Okay. So this is basically how I set up every month. And then Disney. The reason we do Disney twice is like we signed up for that Hulu ESPN Plus thing, and instead of like combining it, they put it within 5 days of each other. So it comes out twice. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. So those are all of our bills, okay? Now, typically, what I will also do is if there's like a birthday or a special event that comes up in the month of September or within that month, then I'll also indicate that on our monthly like overview. But there's really nothing. So the only thing I need to indicate and is so usually in the notes section, if necessary, I'll just kind of like put like a reminder. So there's two kind of like there's two. So I need to kind of what I'll do is HVAC filter is one. So that's not something I purchase every month, but I feel like it needs to be on here so that I can remember to make room in the budget for it. And then the last one will be our Microsoft subscription in this month. So I'll need to work however much that is. I think it's like $100 a year into the budget. So that's kind of, and then just to kind of give you an idea of like how it kind of progresses through the month is some of our bills are drafted, but then some of our bills, like I actually go online and pay them. So I always just place a check mark next to the bill once it's paid. So that way I know it's paid. It's pretty simple. So I do need to go in here and take care of these two things. And then once I do that, then everything is paid up till the month. So that's kind of how I set up, let me bump the tripod, my monthly. All right, so the next thing I do, and these are inserts that I created myself. I am not an insert maker, but I just made these on Publisher. I had a really hard time like finding like budget inserts that just really worked for me. So I basically just created this myself, and I actually recently posted this freebie. So if you're interested in having this, I only have it for A5 size. I don't want to have to resize and all that stuff. Again, not an insert maker, just sharing my resource. But I do have this linked on my Instagram bio. So if you're interested in this, you get the spending plan, and then you get the front and back pages of the paycheck budget in A5 size. So I'm not going to be doing anything with the paycheck budgets because I won't actually budget until Thursday, and today's only Sunday. So I just have them printed and ready to go for when it is budget time. So I'm going to set these kind of to the side. It's really loud in my house, guys. And then I'm just going to start filling this in. I'm not going to fill in like the amounts. I'm not at a point where I am comfortable sharing all my things, but I'll just kind of show you guys how I use this insert. And then also to say, I feel like I need to say this is not my only budgeting tool that I use. I also have created a Google budgeting spreadsheet that kind of like automates these actual numbers. And I could share that probably at a later time. Honestly, like I just created it myself last year, watched a bunch of YouTube videos. And so like I have like a spending plan that lists out all of our like bills and expenses. And then like I have another sheet within the same sheet that I keep our transactions in, and it auto deducts from each categories in our income. So it's like a whole thing, and maybe one day I can show you guys what I use. So as far as income goes, there's typically the sources of income that we have in our house are mine and my husband's paychecks, whatever we roll over from our checking account, because I do like to have, the budget mom calls it a cushion. I just don't really operate a zero base. I like to have a certain dollar amount, typically anywhere from $500 to $1,000 cushion in our checking account in case something like comes up unexpected. So I do carry over my checking balances, and then I have like an extra category. Like really, I haven't been adding it to my monthlies, but you know, we get that, what is it? The tax credit for having children. So we usually get that around the 15th of the month. But I haven't really been counting it as income on here because those are eventually going to stop, and I want us to live in a way that we live within our means, and that's based off of, you know, just our incomes. I've also done like other things in the past, like when I first started our debt journey. I'm just being really chatty at this point, but when I first started our debt journey, like I sold stuff. I DoorDashed for a while. And that was like something I did like in the evenings when I got off work. I would do it like a couple of days a week, and, you know, make like $150 extra a week, you know, to help us like either save or pay down debt. So I'm going to kind of like show you guys like all of our categories, and we'll go from there. So income, I just count, and I separate mine and my husband's income on here. So we'll do Xoxo Tiffany. And I don't know why I'm writing in this pen. It's okay. Checking. I just write checking balance. You guys hear how loud it is in my house? And then extra. The categories don't really change. Usually, in my monthly calendar, I hear the squeaky chair. I do typically use my Pilot Juice pen, but when I'm writing on my pages, I like to use the Pilot Friction because it's an erasable pen. And if you know, with like budgeting and numbers, like you're gonna make mistakes. And so whiteout is probably like my least favorite like planner or a stationery tool in the world. I hate using whiteout. I would just prefer to have an erasable pen. So basically what I do is on my spending plan, and I call it a spending plan because this is our plan, right? Is I have everything broken down by bill. So I list out all of our bills and then our expenses. So these are kind of almost like, this is where like I will put like our variable like expenses like groceries, gas, fun, school stuff, and miscellaneous. So I'll list out all of our bills. So we'll have, let's see, mortgage. And I do have a car payment, which we were, up until like I started school, we were making 2 payments per month. But we've kind of put a hold on that to rebuild our emergency fund because we did pull some money from our emergency fund when our air conditioning unit broke. So we're trying to rebuild that. So just wanted to point that out. But yes, we are diligently working to pay off as much debt as possible. And I still have been making my student loan payments, even though I technically don't have to. And that's just because I'm trying to get rid of it. Okay, so these are all of the bills that are deducted from our check or that we pay every month. And we have a few that we could play with. Like if we ever hit like a point where we needed like bare bones things, like there's a few that we could get rid of. My sub box, even though I canceled my sub box, I still have that money to play with because that kind of is part of my fun money. So then let's see. So those are our bills. Now I'm going to go through and list out our expenses, okay? All right, so, and in case anyone was wondering here on this is, if you look at like total EF is my that's emergency fund, SF is sinking fund. So that's like our monthly contribution to our sinking funds. And then we put back in savings every month. And then I added household and Microsoft Office to our budget. Because, right, the reason I did that was because those were 2 things that I wanted to remind myself of here. That as a reminder, because those are some expenses that are not typical that are going to come out of our check or out of our budget for the month. So I wanted to go ahead and plan for that. There's nothing else that I'm aware of that will come up. Now, again, I revert back to unexpected things do come up. I was not planning on purchasing a new, for example, office chair this month, but after sitting in it all day yesterday, I was like, yeah, I'm going to need a better chair because I've had this chair for probably 10 years and it's not comfy anymore. And it doesn't have good support, and I'm getting older and I'm going to need some support, you know. And that's why we kind of have like a miscellaneous category for those like unexpected things. And then again, revert back to we have our cushion that we can use to cover, you know, those things that come up unexpectedly. So typically what I'll do is I'll estimate like our how much income we're going to have coming in. I like to actually budget and then see how much I actually spent. And the reason that I like to do this is because it gives me an idea if I need to make some adjustments for the upcoming month. So I haven't closed out our budget for the month of September yet. I mean, I haven't closed out our budget for the month of August yet, so I don't want to fill these amounts in until I see kind of like where we were and if there are any adjustments that need to be made. Because again, this is a plan. This is not to limit us. This is like to plan where our money goes and for us to keep a watch on it, okay? And then just to kind of give you guys an idea of paycheck budgeting, I grocery shop every single week. So when I'm doing my paycheck budget, I'll list out our incomes so I can have an idea of how much money we have to play with, okay? And that's when I'll use my monthly calendar to list out all the bills that are coming due. So for example, the week of September 3rd through the 9th, the bills that are going to be deducted are going to be the gym, the mortgage, extended day, and HBO Max. So I would list all of those bills, okay? And then from there, I would kind of look at our variable spending. So groceries, I know I do every single week. So groceries will be one of those. Dining out, gas, and then I would kind of look and see, okay, well, how much do we have to play with? So that way maybe we can go ahead and start pulling, because we do operate like on a cash envelope system. So I pull out cash for certain categories. I pull out cash for groceries, dining, pet and school, because those end up becoming like little mini sinking funds. I pull out cash, and then Tiffany gets cash pulled out. So it's in, and the reason we do cash is it honestly keeps a check on our spending. And if the envelope is empty or we don't have the cash, we either have to borrow from another envelope or we just don't spend. So it's really helped us like keep our budgets in check. There are some months that I'll sit down and I'll list out some goals that I have. Like this summer, I was really determined to make 2 car payments a month. So that was a big goal, and we did that successfully for about 4 months. But we had to make adjustments. And that's the thing about having a budget. For me, is like you can adjust it to kind of like meet your needs and your situation. And this is why this works for me, is I'm not doing this for anyone but our family. And I did not mean for this to be like a long ass rambling video, just being honest here. But this is kind of, like I said, like, if you talked to me a year and a half ago, our finances were a disaster. So this is a tool that has really helped me, but I do have to stay on top of it. This is something that, every Thursday I sit down and I do this, but every day or every other day I do update my spending. And I've shown in my personal ring planner how I have my checkbook register, and then like I said, I also have my my Google sheet that I made, and I just copy it every single month. So last thing I do is I just kind of pop all of these, and I have my I have them tabbed. These dividers are from Suzee Q Plans by month. So I just pop it open, and then I stick it in here. So that way I'm all set and ready to go for the new month. So all I'll have to do once I close out August budget is I'll kind of see where I'm at, and start filling in all of these categories. Yep, you guys, that is pretty much, like I said, how I set up for a new month's budget. I do get a little rambly because I'm very passionate about this, just because like I've seen like the work that we've put in, and then I've seen it like make a difference in our finances. So it's just something I'm really passionate and excited about. And I promise you, if I can do this, anyone can do this, because budget used to be like a dirty word to me. I couldn't do it, So I hope you guys enjoy the tool, and I hope you guys can use it and it helps you. If you have any questions about, anything I talked about in this video, please leave those in the comments down below. I'll answer them the best I can. Throwing in my disclaimer here that I am not a financial planner or expert. I can only speak to my experience and what has helped my family and our situation. Everyone's experiences and everyone's lives and income and goals are different. And so what my goals are going to be different than what your goals are. So I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what's worked for me. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, I think I've already said it, but I'll say it again. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you have a fabulous day.